Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this.
Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
Because that would be stupid.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
I approve this message.
I really, 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 really don't see Apple ever doing that. I am Nadella.
I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms Tech podcast. I am your host, Wes. I am here with Caleb.
Hello.
And Landon.
Hey.
And we are your superhero team for all things tech.
Woohoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Landon.
It works out because the Android Oreo mascot right now is a superhero. She has a cape.
I was just about to say, hey, Landon, you know why I decided to do superheroes? Because of that. So now that I'm on this
Is
platform,
that really why you decided?
Yep.
Oh, well, that worked out really
That
well.
and he's wearing an Avengers shirt.
I'm wearing an Avengers
so
t-shirt. That's what I was going to guess.
That
Makes
helps.
for great audio.
Yeah, it does. It does. As everyone can look to your right, see an Avengers shirt. Anyway, guys, so we had an amazing week last week of Google I.O. and
Lots and lots
let's
of
just
stuff.
leave it at Google I.O.
Yeah.
Build tried. Microsoft, they tried. Man.
Okay, I watched
Did you see that?
I watched the joke or whatever that he was trying to say about Apple stock and everything. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that was bad. Did you see that?
I heard it.
Oh, my goodness.
It was literally crickets. Like,
It's like
it was silent until like
anything he did.
Like a couple seconds into it, finally someone's like, okay, here's a pity clap for you because, oh my gosh.
Honestly, I bet that was Paul throughout. I really do. I really. No, I'm glad you watched that because, geez, I was so disappointed.
I felt bad for him. I'm like, oh man, that's awkward.
Yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, they're doing really good stuff with Azure, but I'm looking over here at the Google stuff. I'm like really excited about stuff. I mean, sorry, I don't want to talk. If you want to listen to that, go ahead and check out our podcast last week. One of them, the one that says build, not I/O. That one, I/O is more exciting probably, but no. But anyway. Anything new happened, guys, this week that you want to bring up?
Nothing at all. I'm not even sure why we're doing the podcast today. Nothing new has happened.
Nothing.
No news
I think-
anywhere in the world.
I think we're done,
For
right?
tech.
Just,
Should we go on to doing our movie podcast now, or
I did finally see Rampage last night.
ooh, I'm curious. Yay, nay? I was hesitant,
If you ever played the old video game,
which I have.
arcade game on the Atari ST, on DOS, whatever platform you played it on, you will enjoy that movie. You should go into it
good.
expecting exactly the same amount of plot line as was in the game. But if you do that, you will enjoy that movie because it really is. It's really basic plot. Characters are super simple. There's nothing complicated about it. The villains are contrived beyond all reason and make, like, it is, like, quite frankly, the most mustache twirly type villains I have seen in anything since, like, I was watching Snidely Whiplash and Rocky and Bullwinkle as a kid. Like, it is so hilarious. But the action is a lot of fun to watch, and there's a lot of it. So,
Cool.
yes, I give it the thumbs up popcorn flick award.
So here's the question, though. See, in the old games, when you would lose health, you would turn into a little human
And you'd run off the side.
and run off to the side. Does that happen?
The animals are actually animals.
Oh, okay,
They're
just
not.
wondering.
They're not humans who turn into animals. And also, the rat is only in it for like a very brief time at the beginning of the movie, and then in the actual climactic battle in the city where they're knocking down a city, the rat has been replaced by an alligator,
Oh.
which is flipping terrifying. Quite frankly, that alligator, holy crap. So, no, it was fun. I had
Gotcha.
fun.
Well, cool. I hadn't seen anything new, so I was hoping someone did.
It's definitely like if you played the game ever, you should see that movie just for the
Just
laughs.
because. It's a good
funny.
video game movie.
Yep.
I would ask Lan if he's seen anything, but he doesn't like to see movies.
I like to see movies. I just don't really have time or money to go see movies.
He waits till Netflix.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I signed
barely
up for
do
Movie
that.
Pass. So
Dude.
I will be seeing all of the movies to justify that monthly subscription. I'll tell you what.
I would. Seriously.
I really want to get Movie Pass. Maybe I will sometime before it goes away.
Speaking of movies, moving on a little. Deadpool 2 is coming out.
Is out as of like last night.
Is it out? Oh,
Yeah.
well, for the promotion, I thought was really hilarious. If you ever go to a Walmart, look at the movie racks, and they have replaced all of the covers with Deadpool. So like you've got Assassin's Creed, it shows Deadpool on one side, and then it shows the guy on the other, and then like if you look, it goes through, and he like basically took over the movie covers of all the movies, and I was like, that's pretty funny. I've only seen it in Walmart, so I'm assuming it's just a Walmart promotion.
Probably,
but it's worth just looking at.
They have been promoting the snot out of this one, which is hilarious because they didn't with the first one. And the first one, like, was such a low budget and made an enormous amount of money. And so, like, hugely profitable film.
Quadrupled its money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, easily. This one, much higher budget. And they are spending a lot more money on advertising. If this one doesn't bring in, like, almost double what the first one did, I don't think they're actually going to make their money back, at least not nearly the same profit margin as they did with the first movie. And I think they've totally missed the message of what the first movie was.
Yeah, they did.
It wasn't that we wanted another giant, huge budget superhero romp. We get like 5 of those a year from Marvel. Like, everyone thought it was funny because it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why it made a bunch of money.
Yep.
I'm going to be interested to see if this one does as well.
It'll be interesting to see.
Because, I don't know.
I heard this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a letter going around that was to Tony Stark for Deadpool to join the Avengers, and then a letter back just said, no, Tony Stark. I was like, oh, that would be so funny.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny. But anyway, I think we're done with movies. Should we move on to some tech, you guys?
I guess.
I guess.
I suppose
well,
so.
Mr. I guess, why don't you go ahead and start us off then?
I guess.
I guess. Apple announced the I guess this week. Okay.
No, it's the Apple guess.
Okay, wait.
You're right.
Let's brainstorm that.
It
I
would
want
be
to
the
brain
Apple guess
tangent.
now.
Tangent. I guess.
I'm
What
pretty
would that
sure.
be?
I'm pretty sure that's the software layer that powers Siri. It's just guessing at what you want to say
Oh, my
or
gosh.
what you're asking for. I think that's what that's called.
You
So,
win because I got nothing on that.
Yep.
So you win that
That's
one
amazing.
Okay.
with our I guess software. Oh yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We talked about last week in I guess it was the Google I/O podcast. I mentioned that the 20th anniversary of the iMac had happened last week. In honor of the 20th anniversary of the iMac, Spigen has released a line of cases for your smartphone, for your iPhone, that mimic the original iMac G3's design. They're available currently on Indiegogo. They're called the Classic C1, and it is legit two-tone plastic, like translucent plastic cases, based on the colors of the original iMacs.
Yes.
And they're...
I want one. If I had an
know.
iPhone, I'd be buying one.
They
I
look
would have
cool.
already bought one.
They look so
probably.
good. And so they have like a plastic sublayer, like a rubberized sublayer, and then a hard plastic translucent shell over top of that is like 2 pieces that clip together over the phone. So quite a bit of actual shock protection.
Yeah, they
And-
make really good cases.
Yeah.
Even their cheap ones are pretty dang good.
Yep, for sure. And so it's a good case. It's going to be bulky, but, lots of protection. And it just looks so good. I can't even describe it. Go look at a early or a late 90s iMac, 97, 98. Go look at those. They have the 2 colored plastic and one of them is brightly colored and all that. That's what these look like. Currently, they have Bondi Blue, Ruby, Sage, and Graphite are the colors that are currently available. Those are all colors from the original iMacs, and they look exactly the same. Like, it is such a good look. I can't even... Oh, it makes me happy.
You gonna get one?
I might,
You
but they're
should.
only making them currently for the 8, the iPhone 8 and X.
Oh.
And I don't have an iPhone 8 or X, so if I were to
So you have
get
to buy a
one,
new phone.
Hey,
I have to
new
spend
phone.
$1,000 on a new phone and then buy this case to go on it. Honestly, I'm tempted. I might buy one of these cases just to have it.
How do you
frankly.
know that you're a tech guy?
That's it right
It's kind of like
You buy a new phone just for the case.
well, it's just like my brother. He wants to play the new God of War game, but he has to buy a PlayStation. He's like, it's very tempting. I'm like, that game is going to be like $700.
Yep.
He's like, almost worth it.
I was going to say,
I
from
get
what
it.
I've read, actually sounds like it might be worth it.
Yeah. So
So if they get enough people buying the cases on Indiegogo, they're going to add grape and blueberry flavors to
blueberry
to the
Sick.
existing one. And that is not the only case, since, they kind of missed the 10th anniversary of the iPhone, since that was technically last year, but also available is the Classic One, which is the same style of case as these, except the colors make it look like the OG iPhone. So it's got a silver top and then a small black bottom. And it is pretty darn convincing, actually. Like, both sets of cases look fantastic, and I had to bring it up because I love the original IMAX. They're fantastic.
it's smart. Nostalgia sells, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Nostalgia sells, and if you can do it good,
Yep. Well, and the fact of the matter is, just looking at these things, they have made me realize, the iMac 20 years ago was a breath of fresh air in the desktop PC space that was completely dominated by beige boxes, Apple's included. They were super boring. They didn't look good. They were there was nothing to get excited about in those computers, the way they looked, the way they felt in a room, and that kind of thing. And the iMac was different, and it caught people's attention. And even though not, in the big scheme of things, not really that many people bought them, more people bought them than had ever bought any Apple computer before that point. And they just had so much attention. They were instantly recognizable. It was super cool. That defined Apple's computer design for the next 15 years. And it was, the whole thing was just let's make computers that are instantly recognizable. The past 5 years-ish, Apple's computers have been copied. I don't know. I don't really even want to say copied. At this point, people have just gone, okay, yeah, we should actually probably make the industrial design of our computers nice.
it's the standard now.
Yeah, they've started designing nice computers, and it turns out an aluminum unibody is actually a really nice way to design a computer. So lots of other people are doing that.
Yep.
And all computers are kind of starting to look the same again. And it's getting kind of dang boring. And then I see, and phones especially, because Apple obviously changed the game there, but now all phones look the same. They do.
Yeah.
It is. There are so few phones that are truly distinctive, especially once you slap a case on them.
Yeah.
That it's just, what's even the point? And it's kind of made me realize, just looking at these things and going, those look amazing by today's standards, because the standard that replaced those has gotten old. And it's everywhere. It's so familiar.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick of it. I want my translucent plastics back. Apple, if you're listening, I will take that. Translucent plastics, multicolored fruit-named computers. Yeah, go for it. Bring it back. I will buy one. I will totally buy one. And I honestly think, I don't know that a lot of people would buy the translucent plastic fruit-colored computers, but I think it's probably indicative of just the way that the whole industry has landed. Currently, everything is kind of the same. Everything's kind of boring. And there's very few things out there that you can point to and go, that looks completely unique. So,
That's true.
Yep.
I agree with that.
That's
anyways.
why I like the Huawei P20 or whatever it is.
Oh my Lanta.
with
that thing.
3 cameras for one, and the amazing
The
green to
color
purple
shifting
hue that, oh my gosh, that thing
garbage
is
on the back of that thing is gorgeous.
so
it is
cool.
so good looking. So there's that one, and then there's the, oh gosh, who was it that did the folding phone? That's available on AT&T.
Folding?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It's a Chinese brand. I can't
Yeah.
remember who it was. But yeah, there's that one that's got a screen that folds around the back.
Or the Yoda phones that have the e-ink display
I
on the
wish
back.
they would make another one of those.
They've got 3.
Do they have a third one?
I thought so.
Oh,
I know they at least have 2.
Yeah, I've seen, and the second one looks really good, actually. Anyways, There's a few,
Yeah.
I guess, but we're still waiting for somebody to really change the industry the way that the iMac did or the way that the iPhone did.
Yep.
Which,
All right, Windows, make it happen.
it's been 10 years since the last time
Sorry.
that happened, and it was 10 years before that the time before that. So, we're
It's
due for
time.
one. It's time, yeah. It's time.
I wonder what the next iteration is of, I guess in quotes, phone.
Phone. I don't know.
I wonder what the...
Holograms. I want holograms.
That would be so cool.
We've got one. Red has one. It only costs $1,200.
only.
It's not available yet,
Yeah.
but it will be.
There was actually from CES the wall of fans that
Yeah.
display. That was pretty cool.
That was
I
cool.
want that as a phone. Just holding a whole bunch of little fans that
Just hold a
spin around.
Dyson fan in your hand and
Yeah.
it turns into a phone somehow.
There you go.
Dyson would be the ones that do that.
They would be. They totally would. Anyways, okay. So that was my nostalgia for the day. Okay. This next thing was really weird to me. So there were a couple of awards given to some Apple devices I just wanted to talk about, not because I really want to compliment Apple on this stuff, but because they were offered by the Society for Information Display. They will be presented during the Display Industry Awards at Display Week. I was not aware that any of those were things until just now.
Yeah.
But
this is
apparently-
all new to me.
Apparently, this is a thing.
Everything needs an award thing, just like
I
everything
guess.
needs a day. Like
Yeah.
it's Pancake Day. Or...
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, apparently the iPad Pro and the iPhone X have both been named as tablet and smartphone display of the year for 2017 respectively. It's actually kind of not surprising to me because 2017 everyone was pretty much in agreement the iPhone X had the best OLED on the market. 2018 everyone's like, oh, it turns out it's the S9 because
Reasons.
So the iPad
That's pretty
Pro,
much how it's going to be.
yeah, will be continually leapfrogging each other until the end of time. The iPad Pro gets it because of the ProMotion technology that was built into those things. So the 120 hertz refresh rate on a tablet was the first time that we saw that, and also the way that it adjusts to the task that you're doing and so on and so forth. They were really impressed with that, apparently enough to give it an award. Probably also fair to say that not a whole lot of other tablets were really in the running, because from what I understand, even like convertible Windows devices, if it's running a full desktop version of Windows, they consider it a laptop. So not even in the right category. So yeah, iPhone X got it for the OLED, not necessarily because the OLED panel in the phone was better than anything else, because it wasn't better than the one in the Galaxy S8 or the Note. It's because their color accuracy. That was it. So, woohoo!
Your
Yay for
blues
color
are
accuracy.
very good.
Yeah, it was pretty much. Well, it wasn't the blues. It was just not having everything oversaturated the way Samsung tends to. They did have a couple of actually interesting awards that they're going to be handing out at the Display Industry Awards at Display Week. I still don't. Anyways, one of them is going to be going to Sharp for their 70-inch 8K LCD TV, which is the first consumer available 8K display that I'm aware of.
Makes sense.
And okay, yeah, they probably deserve an award for that. The other one, and this is cool, LG's UHD Crystal Sound OLED. So UHD means it's a 4K display. And Crystal Sound means that it's an integrated speaker.
Yes.
The display is the speaker. That was, yeah.
That's what they need to do with is it LG that makes the wallpaper TV?
Yes, it
That's
is.
what they need to do with that TV.
That would be fantastic. So then they wouldn't have to attach it to the big old sound bar.
Well, the problem is
thing
the
comes
soundbar
attached to.
also holds all the components of a TV.
True. But they could make it much smaller if they were
Yeah.
to put, like, yeah, anyways. It's a really interesting, like, because you talk about that, and we always complain about front-firing dual speakers on smartphones is like the holy grail of sound on a smartphone.
Yes.
Or so we've been saying for quite some time. But I'm actually kind of thinking that maybe having the entire display as the speaker might actually be the holy grail for smartphones. Because not only does it, it's bigger surface area, moves more sound, gives you better bass response, But also, that means it's taking up less space than actual dedicated speakers on both ends of the phone. So,
Yes.
So that would be interesting. But wanted to mention those. Those were the two that I actually thought were cool. Apple's displays, I was just kind of like, I mean, okay, sure, they were nice, but awards, whatever.
Awards.
Awarders got to award, I guess. But that is all the tech news that I have for this week.
Awesome. Well, to kind of continue with the display awards, it's not an award. I don't think they're getting an award, but display. Microsoft unveils the gorgeous new Surface Hub 2.
I've heard lots of good things about this thing.
It's
Mostly in the looks department,
yeah,
strangely enough.
looks really good. There's not a lot. Obviously, it's just saying the specs that it's given is it's a 50.5 inch with a 4K plus display, and it comes with 4K cameras, integrated speakers, and far field mic arrays for premium video conferencing, and that's about it. But the one big thing that they're really pushing is to show that it has a dynamic. Dynamic rotation. So there's I'm going to show these guys, but if you hop on and you want to see it, there's a dynamic rotation little video to kind of show you as you rotate, it actually gives you more space. It looks pretty cool.
That's rad.
And as I'm showing, and this is the thing that they've unveiled so far. So you got the display, you've got things, if you've got it landscaped, you got things on the side and you want to go vertical, it actually keeps everything where it's at. It goes vertical, you can have some stuff up top vertical on top and bottom. Sorry, I had to think that.
So what it's doing is it doesn't normally if you rotate a screen, everything goes with and then it rotates after your phone, say.
Right.
You rotate it landscape. Everything takes a second, and then everything switches. The contents on the screen don't move.
Yeah,
Just
they stay
the
same
hardware
orientation.
moves.
Right.
And then it adds more space on the sides or up top, depending on which way you're turning it. But that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty much what they've released so far.
Now, I want to know how well that actually works in real life use.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah.
It's got to have some pretty dang good graphics cards and
Yeah,
such to make that do that well, I would imagine.
Well, so the hard part with stuff like that, the reason that phones, it takes a second for it to respond, and then everyone obviously has had the experience where you rotate it and it doesn't respond, and you sit there and flip it back and forth before it finally happens to every phone. And it's because the accelerometer in the phone that's responsible for determining the orientation of the device is tiny. It is tiny. And in something like this, you can put a bigger one, and you can put antennas. You could put two of them, network them together, and then use their feedback from each other in order to determine, okay, yes, the whole thing is moving.
Yeah,
and that, that's an interesting application of the technology.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone has ever bothered to try before.
Yeah.
Well, normally when you're, in a conference room and you see a TV, you think, I need to rotate that while I'm doing my presentation.
Yeah.
It doesn't usually come across your mind.
True.
You just think, there it is, I'll use it.
Yeah.
And another cool thing that they added to it on here, they said Microsoft also introducing a new tilting experience with the Surface Hub 2. Companies can line up 4 Surface Hub 2s together and get an incredible, beautiful experience across the Surface Hub 2s. In fact, some of the built-in apps like Microsoft Whiteboard, Power BI, PowerPoint, and video calling will make use of the tilting experience by by using all of the 4 Surface Hub 2s at the same time. So it's that there.
Gotcha.
So you can put them on there. It's pretty cool. Obviously, it's more for the company.
Right.
It's on there.
Well, these
companies.
Service hubs have always been
Yeah.
made for businesses,
Yes.
not average consumers. I mean, I would love to have one, but I have absolutely no use for one.
Really cool. So
That would be massive overkill.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people love the first Surface Hub, and so they're just adding more to it, which this is pretty cool. So
Actually, what I want, and it might have, I don't know if it was the Surface Hub or if it was something else. I think it was Microsoft that made it. It was basically a table that had a 100-point touch screen on it.
Yeah.
And I want that because that would be awesome.
Yeah, that was a Microsoft
it was
thing,
because
wasn't it?
the big thing was it would read certain things, so you could put a glass on it, and like of a drink, and it would tell you what the drink is, give you the ingredients, give you all the stuff like that. That was a big thing that.
Did they actually release this thing?
I don't think they ever had it.
Not consumer, but a lot of people were able to get their hands on it, and a lot of people have them. I know
they had them in stores. Like you could play with them in certain locations.
Right. And they did sell them off, and people have put like other operating systems on them. Like there was one guy, I can't remember what podcast I was listening to. He has one. He's like, yeah, I just got on my Surface table. I just put Windows 10 on it. It actually runs pretty well. It does this, and do whatever. And mostly what he uses it for is to control his entertainment stuff.
Right.
So he's like, oh, that movie,
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's kind of really all I have. It's not that great, but I do have some gaming, and obviously we all do, but we'll wait for that. So, Mr. Google.
Yes, I have some Google stuff.
It's quite a bit, actually.
We still have a little bit of hangover from Google I.O. that I didn't talk about because there was way too much to talk about just in the keynote.
Well, and then even after I.O., they started announcing crap.
It's true. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to cover some other stuff that was talked about there. First off, so we mentioned that Google Duplex, the cool assistant making phone calls for you thing that's going to make me feel a lot better about making phone calls because then I won't have to. Anyways, they're saying that it will announce in some way that it is an AI calling. So I don't know if I would imagine something like, hello, this is so-and-so's Google Assistant. So it still sounds like it's someone's personal assistant, but it's saying Google Assistant, and it'll still sound like a normal person. So people won't just hang up when they say, this is a robot or whatever, like you normally do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I think they kind of have to legally announce that it is not a person calling.
Yeah. To be fair, there's not really a precedent for this.
No.
Google is constantly at the forefront of like, is that legal? We don't really know. Because we've never done it before. Nobody's ever done it before. Nobody really thought that it would be happening, and nobody decided to determine whether or not. And so basically it's like, we're just going to assume it's legal until somebody passes a law that says it isn't. That's I think Google's entire life right now, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, what they said is this has been in the plans the whole time. It's just obviously right now with testing it, they don't want to have that deter the tests to make sure they work right. So like the demo they showed obviously didn't say that it was an assistant or anything like that. But they do say that that will come if it ever comes to fruition, because this is one of those things that they talk about, and it may not happen, or if it does, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing. A couple weeks ago, we mentioned that there was an Android TV dongle leaked by the FCC. It's a real thing, but you can't buy one. It's only for developers.
Oh.
What it is basically is it's just an easy way for developers to have hardware to develop apps for Android TV. I mean, I really want this to be a thing consumers can buy because it's basically a Chromecast with Android TV built in.
Yeah. Well,
that would be amazing.
I tell you what.
I'm sure it's going to happen eventually.
It is a thing you can buy. If you want to buy crappy hardware from China, you can totally do that. You can get Android TV dongles that are just a USB dongle or HDMI dongle that you just plug in as powered off the USB port on your TV. That's totally a thing you can get. I wouldn't recommend it. I imagine it's probably a poor experience.
Well, yeah, that's true. Speaking of Android TV, though, something that was kind of announced right before I.O., but also talked about at I.O., JBL announced the Link Bar, and I want one. This is a sound bar that has Assistant and Android TV built in. And that's really cool.
That is.
And something that they did not talk about at I.O., but someone else found out afterwards, is that you can use Assistant to control whatever HDMI device is plugged into that.
Hey.
Ooh.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Well, presumably as long as whatever HDMI device that is supports HDMI control.
Right.
Yeah.
Most TVs do, for instance.
Right.
So you can turn your TV on, turn your TV off, change the channel if you change the channel using your TV. Do people still do that? Like, is
No.
Well,
is that a thing people
that
do?
have air. I
I mean,
guess.
TVs.
Over the air.
I guess if
TVs
it's,
do still have hardware buttons on them, just in case.
Yeah, right.
So,
It's like they still
on the back.
they have TV tuners in them, and if you have an antenna and you've got your coax run into your TV, then yes, you'll be able to change the channel. Woohoo!
Yay!
Anyways, most receivers will also do that
Yeah.
kind of thing as well, so you can control those too.
Yeah, but like something like this actually makes the most sense for me in the smart assistant realm, because that's an easy way to basically have like the new visual things that Google talked about with Assistant. That's built right in. Like, it'll just turn your TV on if you want it to, and it'll just work. And like all the TV functionality with Android TV built in with Assistant and all this stuff is just, I want it. I didn't see a
want it
price
now.
on it. I'm sure it's not cheap. It's probably going to be close to like $300 or more. I'd say that's on the cheap end, but
Yeah.
either way, I want one.
Mm.
And it sounds awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
Okay. Next thing that they talked about at Google I/O, Linux app support is coming to Chrome OS.
What?
Yep.
Whoa.
And now Caleb wants a Chromebook.
Well, no.
I mean, Chrome OS is basically a version of Linux anyways.
Yeah.
That's what Android is.
Yeah.
But now it's getting Linux app support. And the one of the big things that they mentioned right off the bat is Android Studio. So you can develop Android apps on a Chromebook.
On a Chromebook. There you go.
Which,
That's legit.
that is very legit. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, why? That should have been a thing from the get-go anyways, but now it is.
Yeah. Well, and so what that gets you is all of the existing desktop open source projects are going to be available on Chromebooks, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And there's a ton
Yeah.
of them, ton of useful software out there developed via the open source community. And they all run on Linux because almost nobody develops open source software for just one platform, and they all pretty much use Linux. So they all start with Linux, and then they will port it to Mac OS and then to Windows.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's fantastic. Most Chromebooks are still going to suffer when you try, like hardware wise, when you try to run something like GIMP on them. But
Yeah.
if you have one that has like an Intel processor and stuff, which for the entire time I've known they existed, I've always thought was kind of silly because Chrome OS didn't really have any functionality that could actually use that much hardware. But Linux apps do, so fair enough.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right now it's available on the Pixelbook through the Chrome OS dev channel.
Right.
So it's not available to everyone and not
Yeah.
on all Chromebooks yet.
Just
but
testing it.
it's coming pretty soon, I would imagine. So that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
And I don't know what it's going to take for if developers have to do anything on their side to make it work or not. But I would imagine it won't be difficult to do because Google likes to make certain things like this pretty easy to do. So I'm pretty excited. It makes me actually a little more tempted to buy a Chromebook.
Yeah.
I mean, I've wanted one anyways, but I don't have a use for one. I need something more powerful because I need software that can't run on it.
Yeah.
This opens that up a little bit to an extent.
That's cool.
So, okay, moving on. Now there's rumors that have to do with certain things that were announced at I/O, but we'll go through the rumors first. The first one, okay, never mind, this is not a rumor, this is an announcement. YouTube Music and YouTube Red are now different because Google is good at this type of crap. YouTube Red is no longer a thing. It is now called YouTube Premium, which is basically YouTube Red. And there's also YouTube Music, which is basically Google Play Music All Access.
Yes.
Yeah. So YouTube Music is going to be kind of like what Spotify is.
Yes.
It's a way to stream music, and there's going to be a free option. There's going to be a web-based player as well. And it's also a place that you can upload your own music to store and listen to your own music like Spotify and Google Play Music does as well.
I don't think that's true. I think you have to use Google Play Music for that still.
You can, but I read an article that says this is basically what Google Play Music is, and it will do that.
So that's interesting because the article that I read said that YouTube Music was basically just the streaming side of things. That you could manage your streaming library, and obviously you could have a library of music you could stream like Spotify, like you'd expect Spotify. But if you wanted to be able to take your existing music library and sync that to multiple devices, that you'd still have to, like, you could still do that, but you'd have to use Google Play Music to do it instead of YouTube Music. And so I don't know. There seems to be some confusion about that.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that a little more.
Yeah.
But from what I read, it should work how Spotify and Google Play Music already do. Kind of. What YouTube Premium is, again, is basically YouTube Red. You get ad-free YouTube videos, and you can download those videos to watch later, and you also get YouTube Music subscription with that. Yep. So the prices on these, the YouTube Music by itself is $9.99 a month, which is competitive to any other music streaming software. And YouTube Premium is $11.99 a month, but that includes YouTube Music. So you get ad-free YouTube videos, downloadable YouTube videos, and the music streaming service on the side.
Yeah.
So
what kind of cracks me up about that is that, like, the people who were thinking, I should sign up for YouTube Red because you get the ad-free YouTube video, you get access to some of their, like, the original content that they've been generating.
Yep.
And then you also get a free Google Play Music subscription on top of that. You now pay $2 more a month for that exact thing.
I think currently you can still quickly get, this isn't like
because it launches on the 22nd.
Yeah.
And so if you sign up for YouTube Red right now, then you're grandfathered in.
Yeah.
But
for the foreseeable future.
Right.
I'm sure it'll change eventually, but
Google's response to the people who are all like, what about people who are currently signed up for YouTube Red and have a free Google Play Music subscription? They're like, that will roll over to a YouTube Music subscription. You'll still get it, and you'll be paying the $10 a month that you were paying before. And if we decide to change that price, we will give you plenty of notice.
Yeah.
Which means we will be changing that price. We'll let you know when,
when we decide.
We'll let you know 6 months beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Now, a rumor. Google is going to potentially release a Pixel branded smartwatch alongside the Pixel 3 and 3 XL this fall. And I'm excited because I want a new smartwatch really bad.
You love those things.
Now that I've had one, I don't want to go back to a regular watch. It's great. I mean, mine is a day one OG like Moto 360 with the flat tire from 4 years ago, and I love it. I mean, it's got quirks. It doesn't have the newest version of Wear OS.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work great. I can't really start it at all and have it stay on unless I put it on the charger and let it sit there for a couple minutes. And even then, sometimes it still randomly shuts off, and I don't know until I get a notification on my phone and my watch doesn't buzz. I'm like, son of it. But I still love it, despite all the stupid little things that it does.
That'll be interesting.
But, yeah. And along with that, it's also rumored to have what Qualcomm is rumored to announce is a new chip dedicated for smartwatches. They already have one, so the Wear 2100, but it's not great, and it wasn't really... It was built for smartwatches, but it was based off of a Snapdragon 400 chip that was made for phones, and not great. This one, they say they're building from the ground up, and it's supposed to be just for smartwatches, and it's going to help with a lot of the fitness stuff that smartwatches have and battery life for smartwatches. So that's good. I like that. And so with Google potentially showing that they still care about the smartwatch realm, I mean, they've updated Wear OS. Well, they changed it from Android Wear to Wear OS for one, and they've updated it recently with just mainly bug fixes, but, things like that. So, I mean, the Google smartwatch thing is still a thing, I guess.
That's cool.
I'm looking forward to it. So, I may be spending a whole lot of money
come this fall
to
bundle
a new phone,
because you'll
a
need
new
a
watch.
new phone, too.
I'm hoping they have some sort of package deal. I mean,
They will.
That's
They
how
will.
I got a free Daydream headset because I pre-ordered that. Well, that's what convinced me to pre-order the phone. Is like I want that. I want the phone. I can wait on the phone, but it comes with $80 headset for free. Okay, pre-order.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to spend the $80 on just the headset.
Yeah.
But if it came for free, it's like, okay, I'm going to buy the phone anyways. May as well just do it now.
Might as well.
So if they I don't think they'll throw in a watch, but if they give some sort of a discount with the watch and the phone, man, that's going to be hard to resist. And I'm looking forward to spending that money. Kind of.
You know, it would be nice if Apple would do that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, good luck.
ever.
Bundle.
When pigs fly.
That's why you buy Apple stuff from third-party stores.
From Best Buy.
They always do random crap like that. Usually not at launch, but...
Which, actually, funny side note, pretty sure the sale is still going on at Best Buy. Right now, you can get the new iPad plus an Apple Pencil for like $260.
Wow.
Which, holy crap. Like,
That's
those two together
dang
is
good deal.
normally like
Yeah.
400-ish.
Wow.
So,
It's
yeah.
like 40% off almost.
It's a huge deal. So,
That's dang good.
Everybody rush to
tempted.
Best Buy.
yeah.
I'm awfully
it
tempted
might,
right now.
Might be sold out at this point.
Yeah, probably. Especially our Best Buy. Our Best Buy
Oh, yeah.
sucks.
Our Best Buy is terrible.
Anyways, moving on. Speaking of Google and Qualcomm doing things together, they announced at I.O. that Google and Qualcomm have teamed up excuse me, to make it much easier for phones running the Snapdragon 845, 660, and 636 chips to update to Android P. So Google gave Qualcomm Android P early. I mean, right now it's already early, but they've given them like a month ago so they could optimize these chips to just work with this new operating system.
Awesome.
So basically, Qualcomm is going to be ready on launch day for Android P. So OEMs,
Yeah.
you have no excuse now.
Yeah.
You cannot blame it on anybody but yourself.
Well, their excuse is that it takes a long time for them to make a build that includes all of their bloatware and all of their stupid skins and settings that nobody wants.
Yeah.
That's their excuse.
Samsung.
Samsung might actually be one of the least offenders because they actually have a huge software development team and they can, I mean, I'm not saying they don't do that. Oh my gosh, they totally do that. Like, they're possibly one of the worst offenders in doing that. But they can kick it out a lot faster than most people.
They don't, but they can.
They can. They should be able to.
Especially where we get the developer preview 6 months in advance to the actual software coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Samsung. But anyways, that made me really excited, though.
That's cool.
And especially seeing 7 different phones that have the Android P beta on it right now, that's also a good sign. Including one that's very heavily skinned with the Huawei
Oh, yeah.
Mi Mix, whatever the heck they called that thing.
That's like a whole separate OS.
Really, I'd
it's
rather
crazy.
use an Amazon Fire phone than that phone.
Well,
Stock.
okay. That's maybe taking it a
Well,
little too
when
far.
you're going user experience-wise, hardware-wise, definitely not.
Oh, heavens no.
Although those 4 cameras
Four
were
cameras.
awfully interesting. That was a fun phone to play with. I really enjoyed my 5 minutes I played around with that phone. Once I got past the awful UI. Okay, moving on. Another thing with OEMs that Google is doing, they're going to require them to regularly deliver security updates.
Hey.
This is now part of... They kind of mentioned it in passing in a security keynote at I.O. It's basically now part of the Android agreement that if you're going to use Android on your phone, you need to update the security on that phone fairly regularly. I don't know what regularly for them, for OEMs, is going to mean, whether it's monthly like what Google does, or if it's quarterly. Even that is going to be better than what a lot of them do already. I mean, Samsung does pretty well with security updates.
Yeah.
I think LG does a decent job with them as well, but that's about it.
You know, the kind of scary thing about that is that might actually encourage OEMs to not update to the latest version of Android. because Google only releases security updates for so many versions back. And if you're running like 7, then you don't have to release security updates. Hey.
But they release security updates for that version for like 3 years.
For 3 years?
Phones get the security updates for 3 years. Like, at least the Pixel phones get it for 3 years.
Wow.
They get OS updates guaranteed for 2, security for either 2.5 or 3 years. But yeah. So, it's there.
It'll be interesting to see how that rolls out.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the Android phones that I would be buying, they're never going to get security updates anyways, because the version of Android on them is probably bootlegged anyways because it came from China. You know, you never can be quite sure with the legitimacy of stuff like that.
Yep.
Hence the M-Horse.
Yeah, it's great. I've got my eye on the Pure 2. As soon as that thing goes on sale, I'm buying it.
Okay. Now, the last thing of Google news that I wanted to talk about is not actually Google news, but it's Android news. The OnePlus 6 was finally announced this past week. I'm just going to read through the specs here. It has a Snapdragon 845, 6 or 8 gigs of RAM, 64 or 128 gigs of storage, a 6.28-inch OLED 19:9 aspect ratio, so that's interesting. 3,300 milliamp hour battery, unfortunately. Really should have a 4,000, but whatever. 16 megapixel and 20 megapixel rear cameras and a 16 megapixel front camera. It does have a headphone jack. It's running Android 8.1 with Oxygen OS on top, which is fairly stock with just a whole boatload of customizations you can do to it, which I actually really like. It is water resistant, they're saying, and it comes in mirror black, midnight black, which is a matte black, like a flat color. Which
looks pretty good.
Yes,
I
would probably buy that one. And a silk white. Pricing on these phones for the 6 gig RAM, 64 gigs of storage is $529. The 8 gig, 128 gig option is $579. And there's an 8 gig and 256 gig, $629 price point on that one. So, fairly reasonably priced still.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously every year they've gone up in price, but that's to be expected with the more popularity they get.
Yeah.
They have to produce more of these phones every year, and it's the hardware usually gets a little better, like exterior hardware gets better, although they've had great hardware from the beginning.
Yeah.
I loved the OnePlus One with the sandstone back. It was a plastic, but man, it felt so good. Loved that phone. I almost bought one.
Yep.
So close. It's supposed to be coming, let's see, what did I write down? May 21st is when it's available to buy, so next week.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's got a glass back on it. Which
No
is
wireless
interesting,
charging.
But no wireless charging. And I get why people are upset about that.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to throw a glass back on there, you need a reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not just for looks.
Yep.
Because, again, OnePlus has done really well on the hardware of their phones with the metal back. Like, it's been metal unibody phones until this one.
Yep.
Well, the first two were not. They were plastic and or wood, depending on what you got. But the last few have been metal, and they've been really nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Although, I will say, I think it was the OnePlus 4. It was like a small version of it, like a mini version or whatever. That had a glass back. And it actually was good quality. I ordered one and had it for a little while. It was nice. It felt good. So, judging by that, this could be a pretty decent phone. I'm not expecting it to be like badly made by any means.
Yeah, I'm sure that the glass, the back on this thing is just as break resistant as, you know, your Samsung or your iPhone or whatever phone you've got that has a glass back. I'm sure that the quality is there. It's just, why introduce the chance for somebody to shatter the snot out of the back of their phone when you don't have a good reason to do it, like you need to put wireless charging on it?
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. Also, their notch.
They do have a notch.
They do have a notch.
From everything I've read, this is the best Android phone, at least. I don't know if they've compared with iPhone or whatever, but this is the best Android phone with a notch. And they do really good things inside the software to kind of take it away, I guess.
They give you the option to basically black it out.
Which is what everyone should do.
Yeah, probably.
In my opinion.
So my favorite thing, all the people that were all like, oh, it's so awesome that they give you the option to black it out. To be fair, you're not blacking it out completely. It's still like you have the battery and time
right, but
and
that's
stuff
fine.
like that. It's still up there.
That's
it's
fine.
just blacked out so that the rest of the software on the phone won't use it. So that if you're watching like a super widescreen cinema ratio movie on your phone, you don't have a black bar on the side of it.
Yeah.
Which I totally get. But I would just say that if you're watching a cinema scaled movie on a phone that has a 6-inch display, you're not going to have a great viewing experience anyways. So I'm not really sure what you were expecting. So I don't know. Get a TV, watch that on a TV. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah. Either way, good looking phone. I'm not going to buy one.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm too invested into stock Google or stock Android to really get one of these. I mean, it's a phone that I definitely recommend to a lot of people.
It's
a great phone.
It does have a fingerprint sensor.
It does have a
which I
fingerprint
thought was interesting,
sensor.
and it's like underneath the glass, but the thing has a chin, so it's in the chin under the glass, not under the display.
I thought it was on the back.
Oh wait, is this one on the back?
Yeah, this one's on the back.
Oh gosh, what phone am I thinking of then?
I don't. There is a new Android phone that has one underneath the screen.
No, it wasn't that one. Because there was another one that was released like last week or something. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to have to investigate and report because I thought in my head that was the OnePlus 6, but...
No, the OnePlus 6 has it on the back.
It's on the back.
The logical place to put it, not on the side of the camera like Samsung.
Oh gosh, Samsung.
They're never going to live that one down.
They really aren't. I'm actually still like super pissed about it every time I pick up my dumb M-Horse because...
They did the same thing.
They copied Samsung.
Yeah, that was dumb. Okay, so I do have more Android news, and this is going over some of the new features in Android P. We've done a few already, but now that I've used the Android P developer preview on my phone for over a week, right? Yes.
Ish.
Yeah, a week and a half-ish. I just want to go through some of the features on here that I like, or some of the new ones that are just there. Whether I like them or not, we're going to talk about them. Okay. Let's see. Screenshot editing. Really nice. Built in. I mean, obviously you can get apps that do this, and other OEMs have this on their version of Android, like Samsung, I believe, does. I think LG does. But this is now just in the system, and it's awfully handy. I used it this past week in sending a screenshot to you guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I circled the little thing for you to look at, Wes, and it worked.
it was cool.
So it was really nice. And it's right, like when you take a screenshot, it puts a little thing in the notification drawer that offers to share, edit, or delete from right there, which is also really handy.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was only share, or you could swipe it away to get rid of the notification. But now, again, you can share, edit, or delete, which is also nice. Delete it straight from there. You don't have to go into your photos and try and find it and then delete it from there. It's just right in the notification shade to delete.
Yeah. Well, so the way that works on iOS is it gives you the option to make the edit right there and then share it, and then after you've shared it, it automatically deletes it. Is that how it's going to...
No, it saves it.
It saves it still? Okay.
Which, I mean, a lot of the times when I take a screenshot, I want it to save anyways, at least for a little while, and I'll delete it later. Because I take a screenshot generally because I want to save whatever is on the screen.
Right. Well, a lot of the time when I take a screenshot, it's because I want, like, I just noticed something funny and I want to send it to somebody or something like that. And that's, so being able to just kind of like share immediately and then it just vanishes, except for it's saved in iCloud in messages for the duration of time. Because people like me don't ever delete their messages conversations.
Me either. Until I get a new phone. Because SMS don't transfer very well. Which another reason I want RCS to be a thing.
Well, iMessages are available on Mac OS, so that does transfer pretty well from one computer to the next. And holy cow, I have years. Anyways.
We've talked about this already, but the volume buttons are like when you press the hardware volume buttons, it brings up a little thing right next to the volume, the rocker on the phone on the screen. That makes sense? Okay.
The volume level indication is next to the volume buttons instead of across the top of the screen.
What he said. And
Thank you.
It's one of those things that you don't really think about until it changes, and like, that makes so much sense.
So much more natural.
It's amazing. Yeah. And by default, it changes media volume instead of ringer volume because Google finally realized that nobody really changes their ringer volume except to either put it on vibrate or put it on silent. And there's a button at the top of the volume thing to do that. And just hitting the volume rocker automatically does media. That's so much better.
Yeah.
I love it. It's probably my favorite feature.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's the little things.
It really is. It really is. It's so great. Okay, next thing that I didn't notice before, but it's really kind of cool. Simultaneous connection of up to 5 Bluetooth audio devices.
Ooh. Right.
I'm sure that'll be obviously better with a device that has Bluetooth 5. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I haven't tried on my phone, so I don't know if it'll work with anything lower than that.
I mean, Bluetooth LE,
I can
Bluetooth
connect
4
to
LE is pretty good.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I can connect to at least 3 devices at the same time because I often have my watch and some Bluetooth headphones paired up simultaneously. So
yeah.
I can at least get 2.
There you go.
Well, so it said audio devices, right?
Yeah, that's true. So
and
watch and then 5.
The thing,
that could be interesting.
Like, I don't know that software typically will limit how many Bluetooth devices you can connect to. Obviously, if you connect to too many, then they start interfering with each other, and that causes problems. But what's cool about this is that you can connect like 5 sets of headsets up to the thing, and they all would be listening to the same music, which, to my knowledge, is not something that most operating systems have supported up to this point. Like, you might be able to do it in Windows. I've never tried. I'm
not
like
that either.
90% positive you can't do it on iOS, and I am about 60% positive you can't do it on macOS either. So, like, that's pretty cool.
So, okay, I'm going to read this little thing that Android Police has about this. It says, the limit in 8.1, so Android 8.1, was 2. 1 for calls and 1 for media.
Ah, okay.
So, Here we settled that. But with P, you can allow up to 5 devices to be connected at one time. No simultaneous playback, though.
Oh.
So, I mean, what's the point of having... 5 devices, I guess, so you can do 1 for calls and 1 for media. But, and again, at the same time, you couldn't have those going at the same time anyways.
Yeah, so what's the...
I don't know.
What's the point? I guess maybe to make it easier to switch back and forth between them.
I guess. And again, this is a developer preview. Things can and will change.
Yeah.
So maybe things will be added to this, or I don't think this will be taken out, but
probably not.
Maybe some different features to go along with it, and especially if the device has Bluetooth 5,
Yeah,
that's
and
going to make things different as well.
Be it. Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned this as I think I mentioned this, but the zoom lens for text selection, which is on iOS, and it's something that I have wanted forever, and I'm so happy that it's a thing on Android now.
What is it?
So when you go to move the cursor on something or select text or whatever, before your thumb was in the way, so you really couldn't see what you're doing until you moved it and saw that you had missed a letter or two, and then you have to go back and do it again. Now a little magnification bubble pops up above where your thumb is and shows you where the cursor is, so you can actually do it where you need it to go.
It basically shows you what is underneath your thumb.
That's cool.
It's awfully handy. This one is an interesting one that I turned off, actually. It's called temporary rotation lock. What it does is if you don't have auto rotate on your phone, when you rotate your phone, it'll bring up down in the navigation buttons a little button that shows a rotating phone. You tap on that and it'll rotate the screen for you, and it'll lock it into that rotation.
Huh.
So this is, again, if you don't have auto rotate on,
right,
it'll do that. And it was there by default. I had auto rotate on before, so I thought it was odd that it turned it off when I uploaded this software. But I tried it out and I really didn't like it, because sometime it was just really finicky.
Yeah.
Especially if you're watching video, because then it takes up the whole screen. So you rotate back, and the screen doesn't rotate. You have to swipe up to get your buttons and then hit the thing. And it was just a lot more of a pain than I wanted it to be. So I was like, nope, auto-rotate, back on, please. Thank you. But I like that that's an option for people that don't want auto-rotate on. They don't have to go into a menu to have it rotate to watch a video or something like that.
Yeah.
It just shows up right there, and it'll just one tap and work.
That's
so, I mean, it's nice that it's there. It's just, for me, I wasn't a fan because I usually just have auto-rotate on anyways.
Yeah, I think for most people, probably auto-rotate is the right way to go. So it's interesting that they had that shift to being the default.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It was kind of weird.
Maybe they did it just because they wanted to force more people to use it because they're testing the software right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Yep. Another kind of cool feature that I've noticed, it offers to hide frequently dismissed notifications. So say you get notifications for certain things and you just automatically swipe them away because you don't necessarily care or whatever, or you don't need the notification there anymore. After a certain amount of times, it will just ask, do you want to hide notifications from this app? And that's kind of handy, but I already go into apps and turn off most notifications. I only get notifications for things that I want notifications from. And so I don't want to hide the notification. It's just certain things I like getting a notification for, even though I may swipe it away, but just to know that there's something there, you know,
right?
Or something has happened and I can get back to it later or whatever.
Yeah.
So certain things that, you know, I like that it's there. So people that don't just go and turn out notifications off, that get, you know, 50 a day or however many a day and don't care from whatever apps, if they're just swiping away, it'll just do it for you. That's nice. But for me, that I go in and just do it manually, maybe I won't have to anymore when I download a new app. It'll just start to do it on its own.
That'll be nice.
Okay, next one. The gesture navigation. We've already talked about that. I'm torn. I like it in some ways. I don't like it in others. The thing that again, this is a developer preview, so it's probably going to change. But the thing that I don't like about it is that there's still like unused space at the bottom of the screen for navigation buttons that aren't there anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's odd.
I mean, there's a home button, which is how the gestures, what you go from that to do a lot of these things. But you could drop that down and give more screen real estate on the phone. So that's interesting. And another thing that I read today that was noticed is this is in the Pixel launcher. It's not in AOSP.
Huh.
I would assume that gesture navigation is probably in AOSP to be used, but it's like, and I mentioned before, it wasn't on by default on my phone. I had to go in and turn it on. So these gestures are going to be specific to Pixel phones rather than just all around in Android. So that's interesting to me as well. So OEMs can take advantage potentially of these same gestures, maybe, or put their own in. Well, they could put their own in anyways, but if they don't want to, they can still use just the regular navigation buttons, which I find awfully odd.
Yeah. Well, that's like fragmentation of the experience even more so than...
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of going to happen with Google making its own branded phones. Like the Nexus phone was...
True. That's true.
This is just differentiating the Pixel and the Nexus brands even more, because the Nexus phones were always, here's what you can do with the hardware and the software, but it's for developers mainly to just make apps for, and then OEMs, you can base whatever you want to off this, but do your own thing. This is now, Pixel is basically Android or Google doing its own thing on top of Android.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, it's really interesting. Let's see. Calendar events and weather updates are on the lock screen now, if you want them to be. So like right now in the main Pixel launcher, up at the top it shows your weather and whatever calendar updates are going to be happening in the next 30 minutes, which should just be the next one in the next day or two, but whatever. Those can now come up on the lock screen. So if you have like the ambient display or whatever turned on, it'll just be there. Like on Wes's, I'm looking right now, it's showing certain things like notification stuff. Mine, I don't have that turned on. I can double tap and it'll turn on, but it'll show those things right there, and that's kind of nice. Another thing that happens in the lock screen is it shows battery percentage, which, should have been there initially, but it wasn't. But it is now. Another thing that I wanted to talk about with battery-wise is if, like, you go into your battery settings, it will give you a rough estimate of what time your phone will die based on your usage. Mm-hmm. So, like, it'll give you your battery percentage and say, should last you until 7:30 p.m. or whatever. And then, obviously, that'll change depending on how you're using your phone.
Right.
If you start using it more, it'll obviously be less time. If you use it less, it'll give you more time. But that's kind of nice. So you can get a rough guesstimate of where your phone's going to die and if you need to plug it in. I mean, you should already have a sense of that anyways if you've been using the phone for a while. But it's nice that it's there.
That's cool.
Let's see. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, a new way to trigger split screen. Whereas, like before, you could just long press on the recents button, and it would take whatever you're doing and put that up top and then give you your recent apps to select for the next split screen app. Now you go into your recents, and up at the top of each screenshot that is showing from that app, there's the app icon, and you tap on that, and that'll put that app into half the screen and then give you options for the next one, which is a lot less intuitive, and I don't like it nearly as much. But it's still there, so whatever. I'll give them credit for that, I guess.
Yeah. They're doing something with it. So.
Yes. They've also thrown in an API for fingerprint, face, and iris authentication. So this is a way for third-party developers. They've already had the fingerprint authentication in there, but this is a way for third-party developers to throw this API into their app for face recognition or iris recognition. And that's awfully nice because for things like Google Pay or Samsung Pay or whatever that didn't have certain things like that available to them, now they do.
Well, I mean, the reason Samsung Pay didn't have it available was because their face recognition wasn't secure enough.
That was one reason,
you could take a picture of somebody's face and hold it up to their phone and pay for stuff with it.
Right.
So,
but now, like with the S9, I mean, it's better recognition than what the S8 was. Yeah. Because it uses like 15 different authentication things at a time.
Well, but does Samsung still, because Samsung Pay is Samsung's own thing. They can use their face recognition to authenticate Samsung Pay if they feel like it's secure enough. They've always been able to do that. So is Samsung Pay, like, can you pay for stuff with your face with that?
I don't know if they've updated it too. I'm just saying their recognition software is good enough now that they probably could if they wanted to.
I'm still skeptical.
Well, but
that's just you. No.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it was the number of videos of people who are all like, look, here's my Galaxy S8. Look, here's an 8.5 by 11 inkjet printing of my face. Oh, look, my phone just unlocked. I'm like, that's not cool.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, because you can use face and iris at the same time on the S9, it kind of takes that away. Because it doesn't just use one. If you're using all of them at the same time, it doesn't just use one. It requires all.
Well, right.
So you can get away with it.
Kind of helps.
Yeah. So let's see. The next thing is it in the notification bar. It only shows 4 notifications at a time. So, and I see this and I say notch because it leaves the center space unused, which I get, and I'm fine with because, again, that's one reason I disabled a lot of notifications on my phone because I don't like having the status bar at the top just completely chock full of random crap that I don't care about.
Notifications.
When I see a phone like that, it makes me twitch.
Yeah.
It's like, clear those, please.
You should really not ever look at the M Horse Pure one I've got sitting on my desk because I do not clear notifications on that very frequently.
Yeah. I'm just weird like that. So, I mean, it works for some people, a lot of people, because they just are used to it.
I've got the stupid notification bubble anxiety. Every time I see a notification bubble on my home screen, I have to tap on the app just to get it to go away. Oh my gosh.
See, I'm like that, but in the status bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I relate.
Yeah.
I know how that feels.
So I kind of like it because then if you do have a lot of notifications, it shows 4 and then ...
Right.
And if you have 5 notifications, it only shows 1 dot. 6 notifications, 2 dots. 7, 3, and then 7 or more, 3 dots.
7
doesn't
or more,
show
they
more
figure
dots.
it's like you don't actually care how many notifications you have up here.
Yeah. So, let's see. What is there? Let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. I think that's all of the things that I wanted to talk about that are in Android P Developer Preview 2. So far, I've really enjoyed having it on my phone. It is very stable. I'd say it's even more stable than Developer Preview 2 of Android Oreo was last year, which was really stable, which is why I have it on my phone. I didn't want to do Developer Preview 1 for multiple reasons because, 1, it wasn't as stable, and 2, I had to actually plug my phone into the computer and flash the ROM onto it, and it takes a lot. It's doable. I can do it. I don't want to go through the hassle of doing it for a buggy software.
Yeah.
Something like this, I just go to their beta website, sign up, and it just comes to my phone like a regular software update, and it was great. And like I said, very stable. So if you have a Pixel or a Pixel 2 and you're curious, I would recommend trying it out. It can't hurt anything, really. It works well. The only thing that it will be annoying is if you want to revert back to Oreo, you have to do a factory reset of your phone, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, sometimes it's just a good thing to do anyways, to get a clean sweep and clear out any random crap that might be on your phone. But it's annoying to have to reset up a phone that you already... It's fun to set up a new phone. It sucks to reset up a phone that you've had for a year and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
To help with that, get LastPass.
Well, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But you still have to type in your Google password before you can download LastPass.
True.
So hopefully you remember that. But yeah, that's all of the Android news that I have. I do have some gaming news, though.
Why don't you start us off?
Okay. First thing I wanted to talk about that I'm really, really excited for. Nintendo has announced that the NES Classic and SNES Classic will be available again starting June 29th. And this is the best thing about it, should be available all through the rest of the year.
Yay!
I'm skeptical on that because of past, availability of these devices. But man, I really wanted an NES Classic originally.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to get one, because of the limited supply, and they sold out everywhere awfully quickly every time they came in stock.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward to this coming back, and I'm going to buy one. It's going to happen. And I'm going to immediately mod it so I can get all of the NES games on it. Because
it's like
why
the perfect
not?
thing. Why not?
Why not? So I'm really excited about that.
Sweet.
The next thing of gaming news that I have is Minecraft had a update this past week.
Yes, it
Doesn't
did.
fix any of the crap that I've been ranting about the past little while, so that sucks. But it's the water. What was the name of it? The Aquatic update or whatever, something like that. It adds a lot more fish to it. It adds basically visibility underwater, which is awfully nice.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I have my own little world that I had previously started doing stuff in, and I built it underground and not underwater, but it's against the ocean, and I made a wall of glass to look into the water because I thought, ooh, that'll be really cool, and then it was really not as cool as I was hoping. Until now, it's all that I wanted it to be.
Yes, it is.
I can see for a long distance into the water and see all the fish and the squid and all that stuff, and they're in better detail too. That's the other thing. All the animals in the water have more detail, and it's really cool. Really cool.
That's cool. I need to get on that and actually see all the water stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. I don't have a fishing pole in that world yet, so I haven't gone and tried to catch all the new fish yet.
That'd be fun. It'd be kind of cool to see in our realm because we're right next to the water, and you're built above it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that would be kind of interesting to see.
My stuff is built right next to it as well, and half on top or above as well.
Well, that big stadium of yours, I think, would be kind of cool if you had included the water somehow with it.
I'll put a fishing hole.
Just a fishing hole.
Right in the middle.
So what you should do is build down and then do your glass sides on there. That'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, that would be cool. If they fix all the other crap, then I'll do it.
Or you can buy a controller.
Yeah, fair point.
Until then, it's going to stay the same because I don't want to play with all the stupid crap that they've done to it. Freaking Minecraft.
Speaking of that, I tried to hop on YouTube the other day and look to see how to get into Super Mario World,
Okay.
the thing, and it wasn't as what I thought it was. Maybe they changed it, but it's just a skin pack thing that's on there that's just pre-rendered
What?
stuff. I looked on YouTube and someone was just like, "Oh, let's just do this on the Switch," and just did it. And I'm like, I thought you had to like build a tube to go down into a tube.
Yeah.
Like I thought that's what you had to do, but it was real quick. I looked at one or two videos. It was real quick, but I was like, that's not what I expected. I thought it was different, but
we might have to do some more investigation.
I'll look more.
Because I remember, like what you said, they built a tube and then went down into it, and there was like a whole bunch of pre-constructed, like Mario-themed stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I was expecting.
Well,
as well.
you go to the pre-constructed Mario theme, and it's got all the music, all the stuff.
Yeah,
and the guy that did it, like he was on creative mode as well, so I don't know if that was a difference, but it was just I was like, oh, I wonder how this would work, and that's what he did. It was like, you know how you can change the, I guess it would be a mod, but it's like the like you can make the blocks be different types of blocks when you're going. I can't remember what that's called, but it's like right there at the start screen. You can turn it into like Fallout, or you can do all sorts of stuff. It's that.
Oh,
and so I thought it was interesting, but I was like, it's not as cool like building a portal and but maybe we'll have to investigate it more. But anyway,
that's all the gaming news that I had.
Cool. Well, I guess I don't have too much, but
take it away.
Wait, nope.
Oh, whoa.
This isn't really news. I just wanted to mention to you guys that I thought it was rather entertaining.
Oh.
And you guys would potentially know what I'm talking about. I didn't initially when I saw this. I was like, that's an interesting... It's a celebration of a soccer player after he got a goal. And I was like, that's an interesting little dance. Apparently, it's a Fortnite dance.
Oh.
It's the one like he's jumping, like kicking his legs out and jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I was like...
Yep.
Once I realized, I was like, that's funny.
Yep. Yeah, dude,
it was awesome.
Fortnite is exploding.
Holy crap.
I feel bad for PUBG. Like, dude.
Yeah. Fortnite ate their lunch.
All right, let's talk a little bit more here. I did want to mention that anyone that owns an Xbox One, Microsoft is rolling out the May update. We talked about this a little bit ago, but I'll go over real fast what this update entails. This is the one that will link your Xbox Live and Discord account.
Ah, right.
We talked about the high refresh rate support. So now on your Xbox One S or Xbox One X can now output at 120 hertz when using a 1080p or 1440p resolution.
Sweet.
Simpler clip editing, so you can now trim your gameplay clips directly from the guide. So that's kind of cool, just quick and go. Family setting improvements, so you get like detail page and family settings, helps parents more easily manage all their family settings. Sweet. New button commands. Button commands have been updated throughout the dashboard so you can more easily find common options. And Xbox Accessories app improvements. The Xbox Accessory app has an update with easier navigation and more consistent look and feel. So that is the update that's coming this month that they're rolling out. And then the next thing I did want to talk about, and I'm just curious what the correlation of this is. So when you think of pirates, what's something, say, a food group that you would associate with?
Grog.
Yeah.
Wait.
Grog. Now with Sea of Thieves, bananas.
Bananas. That's it. Just bananas.
Yeah. Well, Sea of Thieves
Oh.
and Xbox One X, there's marking the spot with Chips Ahoy.
That makes total sense because, you know, they were a thing back in the 1500s, right?
Right. So, but this summer, Xbox and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to offer exclusive Sea of Thieves in-game items, along with access to Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold with the purchase of specially marked Sea of Thieves packages of Chips Ahoy.
Interesting.
So can I get cosmetics for buying Chips Ahoy? Because
Yes.
that might actually get me to buy Chips Ahoy.
Yep. It will give you, so it says, let's see, and just to make sure you can put these new items to good use, each pack includes free 5-day access to Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold, giving immediate access to Sea of Thieves, which is included with Xbox Game Pass, along with access to hundreds of other great titles. These codes are stackable up to 30 days.
Whoa.
Total for each service. That means more cookies equals more days to play. In addition to receiving exclusive in-game items, which they haven't announced yet, you'll have the opportunity to enter an exclusive Chips Ahoy sweepstakes for a chance to win an Xbox One X, Xbox One wireless controller, and a digital copy of Sea of Thieves.
Sweet.
Coming this summer. So, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I just wanted
I
cookies.
guess what they're saying is the Chips Ahoy.
Ahoy! Yeah, man. I guess
I'll
that's
go
it.
with that. I'll go
That's
with
it.
that.
That's kind of nautical themed.
I was thinking cookie. I'm like, out of nowhere, I would not have partnered, like, if I was Rare or something or Microsoft. I'd been like, we should find, like, at least a banana company because that's their big thing, you know. But
Dole.
Chips Ahoy. But yeah, so you can actually get some Xbox Live if you're looking for that, or Game Pass just by buying Chips Ahoy. And it looks like it's got 3 different packages on here. So if you don't like the non-chewy ones, or
Oh, good. Thank you.
it's the chunky, chewy, and original.
Yeah.
Is the pictures that it
Chunky
shows.
and original, no bueno. Chewy. It's the
Chewy's
only
good.
Chips Ahoy I'll eat.
I like them all, but Chewy is definitely the best.
Yep. So that's all the gaming news I have.
All right.
Go ahead, take it away.
Well, so speaking of Sea of Thieves,
Oh, yes.
they did have a patch for the game that introduced closed crews, which,
Oh, that's right.
like, okay, yay. So if you've got 3 buds, or 2 buds, so there's 3 of you, and you want to play a game of Sea of Thieves, and you don't want a rando showing up on your ship and potentially just trying to troll you the entire time, you
That
can just
never happens.
lock your crew to just 3 people. Mm-hmm. And that actually is also replacing the option to play a sloop single player. So what you do is you get into a sloop, which is normally a two-man ship, and you just lock the crew to you. And then you don't have anyone else spawn onto your ship, and it's just you.
Sweet.
So you can't do that with a galleon, unfortunately.
Oh,
But
really?
I'm just going to go ahead and say that would be a terrible idea. You can't
One
really,
man, a sloop, or a
can't
galleon?
really sail a galleon by yourself.
Actually,
Maybe
what
you
was
can't.
really fun one time is I got on there. We had a whole crew, but everyone hopped off but me, so it just left me on the island with there, and it was actually pretty fun to try and manage that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was terrible.
Good times.
Terrible.
Good times. So anyways, that's out now. I just really wanted to mention this, not because I recommend anybody do this, but currently in StarCraft 2, there is a custom community map available called The Curse of Tristram.
I'm interested.
It's not a replacement for Diablo 2, but it is very impressive. So what this is, somebody has spent like the past 2 years basically recreating like the first act of Diablo 2 in the StarCraft 2 engine using nothing but the StarCraft 2 map editor. And it's actually pretty legit. Like, it's
Really?
like you boot in there and you're all like, well, holy crap. I mean, they've imported all of the sound bites and everything, like all the music and stuff from the original game, and then they've recreated the map as best they could. It's obviously not procedurally generated.
Right.
Because, you know, StarCraft 2 doesn't
do that.
they don't give you the right control to be able to do that the way that Diablo 2 did. But, like, it's, I don't know. Like, sometimes Blizzard takes some flack for their modern games not being as moddable as their older games were. Like
I'm
Warcraft
just saying,
3 and
that's
stuff
pretty-
like that. Those games were obviously massively mod prone. And the newer games, not so much. But they have built in some pretty impressive editing tools into stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, you can't mod Overwatch, but you can create custom maps that are nuts, just absolutely nuts,
Yes.
and feel nothing like Overwatch. So, apparently you can recreate Diablo 2 in StarCraft 2 using the included map editor. Anyways, it's insane. If you want to find it, you can go to boot into StarCraft 2 from the main screen. You click on, I want to say it's just the custom game tab, and underneath that, select arcade, and then search for the Curse of Tristram, and you can host your own instance of the server and try and play this game. It is full of bugs. It's pack full of bugs, but I mean, it plays. And in some ways, it does look better than Diablo 2 because, it's not nearly as pixelated.
Yeah. That might be worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay, some updates. Another update. Overwatch anniversary event is starting this next week.
Yep.
It has been 2 years, and in celebration of 2 years, they are going to include all of the event brawls from previous events in Overwatch, all going to be included, and they're going to have a playlist in arcade mode that will just cycle through one of those each day. So, check back every day to catch a different brawl. It's kind of fun.
That's dope.
Also, all of the other event skins and cosmetics are going to be open. They will be included in loot boxes. They will be open for purchase throughout the duration of the event.
Every one of them.
Every one of them. So if there was some skin or something from a previous event that you're all like, man, I really should have got that, you can go back and get it. For me, it was the summer event last year, Grillmaster 76.
That's mine. I wanted.
I need to get that skin.
I didn't get the McCree one either.
Yeah,
I wanted that one too.
Um,
Super Soaker.
Yes,
The assault rifle.
it's fantastic. And then they're also going to be, there will be new cosmetics, new voice lines and stuff like that. They'll have 7 new legendary skins available during the event.
Yep.
So, the same kind of things you were expecting. No new brawl, but instead the playlist of previous brawls, which means that you can be playing Junkenstein. So that's going to be a thing.
Yes.
So yeah, starts next week, goes through first week of June or something like that. Second week of June.
By the way, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, but I decided to play on the PC with my brother, and I have found out that I can be very effective with a controller against PC players if I'm either Reinhardt or someone that doesn't aim. Just flail, man. I was on Brigitte, and our team everyone was like, you are an amazing healer, and you play. I'm just doing this guy. If you could just sit there and flail, man. If I don't have to aim,
if I don't have to try and
amazing.
Aim at you, then we're okay.
I guess Symmetra wouldn't be too bad.
There you go. Oh man, the changes that are coming to her.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. I don't think they're on the PTR yet, but as soon as they are, I will play them. I will report back. It's going to be nuts. Okay.
Anyway.
So there's been a couple of announcements for upcoming games that are going to be coming out this next year, which kind of surprising. So a couple of weeks ago, we got Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And there was that.
Well, that's even early too. Isn't that August?
September. I want to say
I think it's
early to mid-September. And then a couple more this week. And I'm like, E3 is in just a couple of weeks. You guys don't want to save any of your reveals for
there must be something
your
huge.
keynotes there? I don't know. Anyways, so these were all previously announced games that we knew were going to be coming. The Crew 2, which was announced last year at E3, they just opened up signups for their closed beta. Currently, it sounds like if you sign up, you're going to get in. So if you want to do that, you can go to Ubisoft's website and sign up for the Crew 2 beta. For people that haven't heard of that, think Need for Speed meets Far Cry. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. It's an open world driving game.
Grand Theft Auto-y?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Except you don't really get out of the car. So there's a whole it's a street racing thing, and you're a street racing professional, and you're trying to build up your street racing career and all that kind of thing.
Your cred.
Like your typical racing game kind of mechanic. But then it also takes place in an open world, and all the races are in an open world. And if you're in Las Vegas and you want to drive up the side of the pyramid at the Luxor, you can do that. Totally watched a video of somebody parking a monster truck on top of that thing. So that's pretty cool. And COD Blops 4, they had an event.
Yes.
They announced a whole bunch of stuff, and we were right. Yes, the rumors were correct. They do have a Battle Royale mode.
But they tried to make it sound like no one knew.
Probably.
Like,
I didn't actually watch their
We
event.
have an announcement, and it's going to blow all of you away.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see this coming.
So their battle royale mode is called Blackout, and they haven't actually, like, this is the big secret. They haven't said how many people are going to be in the map at any given time. So we don't know if it's going to be
5,000.
like, we don't know if it's going to be 100,
Servers
which is
just crashed.
typical. We don't know if it's going to be way more than 100, which would be weird. We don't know if it's going to be closer to the number of people you have in a typical multiplayer match of Call of Duty, which is like 25 or 30 or something like that. Anyways, we don't know. But they're pretending like that is mysterious. We don't really care. It's a Battle Royale mode, guys.
Yeah.
We called it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So yes, there is no story mode. However, it's a little weird. The zombies mode, which of course was going to be in there, there's going to be 3 different maps for the zombies mode that are all tied together because the 4 characters you can play as in the zombies mode are all, like, they're in all 3 maps. So those same 4 characters are traveling through different periods of time to be in those maps, and there's one that's in, like, Victorian England.
Can you say Left 4 Dead?
There's one that's literally on the Titanic, and then there's one that's in a Colosseum in Rome, which there's no guns in that one.
Left 4 Dead.
Well, but Call of Duty with no guns. I'm confused.
Yeah.
That one's going to be weird. But anyways, so there's kind of like a story that's tying those 3 zombies maps together. So it's going to be a little bit like a story mode in zombies instead of an actual story campaign. Another thing too, actually you can play the zombies mode with bots now instead of having to just pair up with randos from the internet if you don't have 3 friends to play with. So, you know, some people who don't like pairing up with randos from the internet, and if you've ever played any multiplayer shooters, you know how that can go sometimes. Also, for just the regular multiplayer, which is obviously the focal point of the game at this point since there is no story campaign, the operators, which are the different classes of character that they've always had, they are more class-like than they ever have been before, including like super special abilities that charge over time that you can unleash that are definitely not called ultimates. They feel a little bit like
definitely.
Overwatch characters is what I'm saying.
Definitely not.
And every one of those operators is going to have a little map that is like a self-contained story to give some background for that operator. So there will still be some story elements in COD Blops 4 in the zombies mode and in those little character like operator backstory bits, but no full-fledged story campaign, which I think they probably did to save money on not having to hire some kind of a celebrity to do it. Because at some point in time, and I want to say it was like Black Ops 2, they decided, yeah, we're going to get Kevin Spacey
I remember that.
to be in our game. And they've had to do that ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And I think last year they had What's-His-Face from Game of Thrones. So, anyways. Yeah, that's coming.
Yep.
And they didn't wait till E3 for any of those announcements. I don't know what's going on.
It's probably all the stuff that was leaked is what they're...
It could very well be.
I'm actually really hoping for a Gears 5 or a Halo 6.
Halo 6 would be surprising, actually. I would be surprised if they do Halo 6.
They're working on it, but
but I don't expect an announcement yet. And I also wouldn't expect an announcement on a follow-up to Gears 4, just since that's only like a year and a half old. Isn't it?
yeah, it's like 2 years.
2 years? It is coming up on 2 years, isn't it?
Yep.
But yeah, that's, I don't know. Well, how long was it between Gears 3 and Gears 4?
Well, they also changed hands between there, and
That's true. Well, and they wrapped up the storyline at the end of Gears 3.
Yeah.
So Gears 4 started a new one.
so
Anyways, I just wanted to say one last piece of thing. This isn't really news, but it's kind of been in the news because Green Man Gaming has a ranking for video games. Like, they include stats about video games that they get from Steam. That include like how long people tend to play the game for, how many people have bought the game, how many people played the game within the last month, and that kind of thing, just to try and help people who are buying games make more informed decisions. Great. One of the statistics they're including is a value statistic in which they are taking the amount of time that people have played the game according to their Steam account and then dividing the price of the game by that number. So basically, this game costs $3 an hour. or $1 an hour or something like that. I just want to point out to everyone listening to this podcast that that is a stupid way to decide value for a video game. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Because there are massive open world games like, just as an example, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is not a great game. It's just not. It's an okay game. It's a midland to average game. The open world is packed full of the most boring crap you can possibly imagine in a video game, and they call it entertaining content. The game itself, you could easily spend hundreds of hours in that game, and I'm sure that quite a lot of people have spent hundreds of hours in that game. And so based off of the fact that, it costs $50 brand new, you spent 300 hours in this game, obviously your cost per hour is really low versus something like Hellblade came out last year. That game is about 6 hours long, costs $30. So that's somebody do the math for me. He's like,
enough.
Anyways, it's a lot more expensive than Ghost Recon Wildlands per hour, but it's a better game.
Yep.
I would not spend $30 for Ghost Recon Wildlands. I played it. It's just not that entertaining. $30 for Hellblade is a steal, as far as I'm concerned. That is one of the greatest games ever made. So, that's just a terrible metric for determining games. There's a whole lot more that goes into it. Really, the best way to know how good, how valuable a game is to talk to somebody who has played it and ask them if they felt like they got their money's worth of entertainment out of the game. And if they say yes, and it was $50 and I only played it for 6 hours, that's a great game. That's fantastic. Nice compressed experience. Or if they say yes and they paid $30 and they played it for 200 hours, okay, also a great game. It's just, I don't know. You should be using reviews. You should be using people who who have played the game. That's how you determine the value of a game, is how happy it made the people who paid money to play it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Just wanted to get that rant out of the way.
And that segment, ladies and gentlemen, was called Caleb's Rants.
We have at least one of those every week, don't we?
Well, I think we're done then.
Yep.
Unless Landon's got one more thing.
Nope.
He already did this one more thing.
It's true. Yes.
True. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.